All right now.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Live!
They want it. They want it.
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. You go get it.
That's a different tier right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live!
Let's go!
Sorry.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for joining us. If you wouldn't mind, real quick, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans. Help spread the word. We would really appreciate that. We got a good show lined up for everybody tonight. Chiefs roll into the bye week after another regular season loss to the Buffalo Bills.
Womp womp.
It's Groundhog Day again. We're going to talk about that. Chiefs Kingdom is unhappy with the Chiefs not making a trade before the trade deadline. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. NFL news. Josh Simmons is back. We're going to talk about what we think that does for the team. If you got a question or a comment, make sure you throw it up in the chat. We'll do our best to get to it here. Before we get into the show, Bo, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing good. Back in Salt Lake City, as you can see.
I see.
Our intro video, I don't know what it is, but I say let's go and I get you two to laugh. That makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
Man. And then I threw in that Tony Romo going, sorry. And then I just lose it for that 10-second
it's
countdown. I love it. I'm doing
Right.
good. How are you guys doing? It's refreshing to see your guys' faces.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Chiefs lost to the Bills again. I know that means we'll beat them in the playoffs things. I mean, losing to them 5 straight in the, I'm good. A lot of stuff had me kind of worked up this week after that game. So not necessarily just the game itself, but I'm doing okay, all things considered. Nick, how are you doing?
Good, man. My favorite part of the intro is just this kind of never-ending carousel that we get opposing quarterbacks that just either throw their helmet or punch the ground or just slam their helmet into a bench. It's
Right.
It's pretty fun to watch, and it's one of my favorite things every week. So
yeah, no, Bo does a nice job of those intro montages. I guess that's what you'd call that. That's a montage, right?
Yeah. And that
looks like we
Lamar
got
clip
Lane.
fit
Gonna need a
perfectly where Justin
montage.
Herbert went.
Right. Yeah. Laney in the house. Good to see you.
Big Doug, everybody. John C.
Right. Yeah, Big Doug's in there. 6261. Is that a new screen name for Big Doug?
I think it's just showing differently for some reason.
That'd probably be StreamYard. Let's just talk about it, man. We'll rip the scab off. Let's get right to it, Chiefs lose again in the regular season to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. 28.
Is tomorrow going to happen? It didn't happen today.
Right. 28-21 in Buffalo, New York. Bo, just overall thoughts, feelings about watching that game, and what was your level of frustration?
It's one of those games we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot right away. So it was just, you never got comfortable. Never was there was one point, I think we were up 10-7, but then they just came back and scored a touchdown
instantly
on us. Kind of really defeated that lead right away. Just didn't have the momentum on our sides. Kept just making dumb mistakes, and it was just the level of frustration was up there for sure. I just don't want this podcast to be doom and gloom, because I didn't see that. it was just more like the first couple of weeks, right? It was just like inconsistency. Players seemed a little disoriented, out of sorts. Patrick Mahomes had happy feet again, right? Like these are all these mistakes that we can like definitely improve on. Our lines just kind of killed us that game. We got the injury bug. We all know what happens. We've seen it before when our O line goes down, how that plays out for us, right? Teams capitalize on that, and hats off to the Bills. They really capitalized on our weaknesses there. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but dude, another one score loss, like it's right there. Like we had a couple series that just turned over on fourth down that could have went a couple different ways. A terrible intentional grounding call, I feel like changed the momentum of one drive, right? I don't want to sit here and blame the refs by any means because there was a bunch of mistakes everywhere, but yeah, just a frustrating game. We just couldn't get off to a start and just playing catch up the whole game. It's not a good game plan.
Nick, I watched the game with you, so I know how you felt, but why don't you tell everybody watching at home just overall thoughts, feelings, kind of reactions to watching that game on Sunday?
Yeah, it's interesting to see a team that looks like they are playing like the best football they've ever played versus a team that really looks like they're struggling. And then you like look at the score at the end, and you're like, there's only 7 points, right?
Yeah.
So for the doomers and the gloomers out there, I will say that if these teams are both playing a good game, the Chiefs will lap the field over Buffalo, right? But I mean, really, for me, this was just like the story of like their defensive line being better than our offensive line, and their offensive line being better than our defensive line, and that was like really the game. Josh Allen wasn't pressured; he was able to complete 23 of his 26 passes. Patrick Mahomes got hit 15 times, and he completed less than 50% of his passes. And I mean, that was really the game. In a nutshell, you can I know that the Buffalo ran the ball well, but it was really like him having tons of time and finding guys open down the field again and again, that really just kind of put the Chiefs in a bad spot in the offense, just with Simmons being out, and then I think they said at one point there were three starters that were out on the line during the game,
right?
Going up against Bosa and a team that was really aiming to beat the Chiefs. It was just too much for KC to overcome. I thought Andy Reid going for it on 4th and 17 was like a holy shit moment for me, because it's you don't see that
I
often.
haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, I mean, especially that early in the game, man. But you know what? I was sitting there thinking, dude, we kind of have to go for it here, and then they went for it, and I was like, holy shit, they're actually going for it, and we got Patrick Mahomes, so it worked. I think there's some good things. There's some silver linings to take away here. But man, it does not put the Chiefs in a good position, with Indy losing and kind of where we're at, you're kind of going into that game being dude, the Chiefs are kind of
right there,
control of their own destiny here, right? If they just win against and then it's now it's almost just one loss, and man, it's now the Chiefs are behind the 8 ball kind of for the rest of the season with the division, let alone, thinking about seeding. So, that was an awful, terrible, frustrating call on that intentional grounding. I feel like everybody knew that he was throwing the ball towards a receiver, and it's just the NFL's got to figure out how to get that kind of shit reviewable. I know they don't want to review penalties or whatever, but if you can review a tipped ball in other situations, I don't understand why you can't review it there. Why they couldn't just pick up the flag, but is what it is. And would have been 3rd and long anyway. It was 3rd and even longer after that. But just I think that the Chiefs will go into the bye week. They're going to come out. They've got another couple big games. And they're backed into the corner, and I feel like Patrick Mahomes and the team's going to respond.
Scott, how are you feeling overall about the game? Were you? I can imagine how frustrated you were. Your voice is in my head when we played frustratingly. But do you buy into this all if the playoffs started today, the Chiefs are on the outside looking in kind of stuff, or you're like, no, it's more of like half a season? But overall thoughts on the game, though?
It was really just, it was surprising to me. I just thought that the way the Chiefs had played and the way the balance that they had shown here recently, and I know people will say, "Oh, it was against shitty teams." Well, the Lions aren't a shitty team, like, and yeah, they
Right.
started 0-2, but they didn't have Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice in those first two games. Like, I honestly thought the Chiefs were better on offense than the Bills. I thought the Chiefs were better on defense than the Bills. Special teams maybe a wash, but I don't really follow the Bills' special teams all that closely. I mean, they missed a field goal, so it was just, I really expected this team to win the game, and so it was really just more surprise, I think, than frustrated or pissed or whatever. But yeah, no, it was annoying. We put out on the Chiefs Kingdom Live X account. If you're not following us on social media, check us out there at Chiefs Kingdom Live. It was just like losing to the same team. And I understand that we beat them in the playoffs for the last 5 years. I get all that, but to lose to the same team 5 years in a row is just surprising, and it's just not something you expect from a Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid team, right? And I mean, so yeah, I guess surprised, more so than pissed or upset or disappointed. Obviously wanted to win the game, and we'll talk about the implications. Nick kind of touched on it there when he was giving his feelings about the game, like for what this means for the season moving forward. But I mean, Nick, is it really, how much truth is there to this? The Bills put a lot more into this regular season matchup than the Chiefs do, or take it more seriously than the Chiefs do, into why they win the game. I mean, I can't imagine that the Chiefs didn't really want to win this game after losing to them 4 straight years in the regular season, regardless of how the playoffs turned out, right?
I mean, you think the Chiefs are sitting there in the 7 seed position and needing to win to kind of keep pace in their division after the Broncos win, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to try that hard. I just think that's bullshit. Like, I just like
too.
they're going into every week like trying to win the game, and they're trying to do everything that they can to win, and they came up short this week, right? I think that it's I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing when I see people that have that opinion. They're like, "Oh, the Chiefs just didn't try that hard." It's like, no, I mean, like they tried like just as hard as they do every week. They game plan just as hard as they do every week, and they didn't win. So I mean, I think that
but putting that aside, like whether or not they're showing things or holding things back for later, just I'm talking about like the mentality or the attitude of wanting it more. I mean, is that really, do the Bills really just want these regular season games that much more than the Chiefs?
No, I mean, I think that like, look, this team has met this iteration of these teams, right? Like with the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they met 10 times.
Yeah.
And they're 5-5, right? The Chiefs, 4 of their wins have been in the postseason. So I don't think it's that. I think that, if you look at it, it's just, there's better postseason coaches. And I think that Andy Reid is definitely a better postseason coach. I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't think it's about like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's like a, like who wanted it more thing. I think it's just like the Bills just had a good game plan. And like, I mean, there's been some, like, was it last year or 2 years ago? It was kind of a weird thing where the Chiefs looked like they were going to win, and then Kadarius Toney's foot's offsides, right? Like, I think that
they've been close games.
Yeah, they've been close games, and I just think it's a coin flip match, and like it just has worked out, like in a way that I'm okay with, where we just happen to win the games that have mattered more. But I don't think it's like the Bills want it more or the Chiefs. Like, I mean, the Chiefs were running trick plays at the goal line with Rashee Rice still, right? Like, I mean, if you're trying to hold stuff back, like that's like seems like a play that you'd want to wait for, you saw like a crucial point of the season or something. I don't put any stock into that. I think that the Chiefs just like they just got beat on the lines, and that was why they lost. It didn't have anything to do with game planning or anything other than the fact that like the Lions just didn't play well enough.
Yeah, sure. Bo, I was losing to this team 5 years in a row. A lot of people talk about the effort or the desire or wanting the game more than the other, putting all the other stuff about whether or not you think they're holding plays back and all that other. I'm talking more about just like the mentality going in and like wanting it more and looking like they're playing harder or playing better. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand.
Do you think they take it more seriously? Like as far as like just like the desire to want to beat the Chiefs, and maybe it's because they send you home in the playoffs, and so you get up for them the next time you play them in the regular season, and you win, and then you lose them in the playoffs again. So then the next time you play them is in the regular season, and you're extra motivated. I mean, do you think that plays into it at all, or?
It's hard to say, dude. I think if you look at it like single game to single game, are they more focused than the Chiefs are going into this game? No. I think like everybody's doing the same thing they're doing. It's the middle of the season. Everybody's full swing in their grind. I don't think it's like they're preparing harder. Everybody's in the building, an hour earlier or anything. But as far as like a mental edge, I kind of think they do. Because, I mean, we kind of joke about it. About like, oh, congratulations, Josh Allen won his 4th or 5th Super Bowl or mid-season Super Bowl, right? That's kind of like the ongoing joke about it. But that is the case for him, dude. We've sent them home in the playoffs, sometimes in the championship game, like this fucking close to going, right? 4 times. And like, dude, you're telling me like they're not like, dude, they're champing at the bit to take us down every single time, and they just do it at the wrong opportunity. They come to form mid-season. We also joke about Josh Allen coming to form mid-season. Can it last through December? Probably not. It usually doesn't, right? Like something happens, and that team, they usually kind of suffer the injury bug later in the year. But I mean that's a little hypothetical. But yeah, I do think that like mentally they do want this a little bit more. I think this is their Super Bowl for them, man. Like they like teams look at we are that we still hold. I mean we didn't win last year, but we're the AFC champions. Like we still have that crown, and everybody's still gutting for us. We're still the top dogs. Everybody wants to take us down. You see it in the media. When like last year, last week, we're the darlings. Everybody's Chiefs are bad. Watch out! Everybody, the scary Chiefs are here. This week, like it's a complete 180. You know what I mean? Like, it's over. They're trash. Blah 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 blah. And it's we come to form when we need to, and that's usually in the postseason. Now it's a little different being on the outside looking in, right? Like we're still above 500. We're in a decent spot. I feel like our road is now through the AFC West, right? Like we have to take care of the Broncos. We have to take care of the Chargers, especially. And like all of our AFC opponents that we have left. I think that's kind of like more of the focus now than what we had before. But yeah, I think other teams, when they look at us, they're just like, ooh, they want it. They just want to take us down, and we're like looking at it just as like another game. And so, I do think mentally they're on that side of things.
Yeah. Sitting on the playoff loss all off season, right? Has got to you stew on it more. And so, I think there is a little bit of maybe a want it more. Again, I'm not talking about are they trying harder? Is the coaches putting more into it than the other ones? It's just like that desire to want to win. It seems like for whatever reason in the regular season it has been there for them more so than the Chiefs. Offense, Nick held to 21 points after they had scored. It was 28 or more in 4 or 5 straight games. Was that more Bills defense? Was that Chiefs offense struggling? Mix of the both. I mean, were you surprised they only scored 21?
Yeah, look, they were close to scoring more points, right? I mean, that half-yard line right before the end of the first half was turned out to be a pretty big deal, right? I still agree with kicking the field goal there, but you'd like to match that touchdown the Bills just got. And
they kicked the field goal, so it only went 4. So even then, they only get to 25, which is still less than what they'd been getting, but a little bit closer.
Yeah, I just think that it does a lot for a team mentally going into the half when you get the touchdown there, right? I mean, I think it's a huge momentum thing. The Chiefs come out after that, they go 3 and out, right? They don't get any points when they have that chance to kind of double up there, getting the ball at half. I think that it's just the line, dude. Like, I think that like we understood that we needed help at the left tackle position. We signed a free agent. We drafted a guy, and the guy that like we drafted hasn't been available, right? For whatever reason, like it's no judgment. I mean, I don't know what he's got going on. Sounds like he's back now, but
But I mean,
like
it
he just
doesn't help
wasn't
the
there.
team that he's not
Like
there.
we knew that was like a position of need, and we drafted a guy. He wasn't able to play. We've got a guy like Jawan Taylor who's making really good money, and he's getting beat. Like I know that we like we laugh about CEH like going in the game like, dude, like how are we playing that guy? But like that first carry that he got where he got blown up behind the line, like that was just Taylor just getting beat like at the line.
Yeah.
You ain't got Taylor like also not being able to line up on the line of scrimmage again, right? Like so I just feel like that's like the most like Patrick's the most important player on the field, but the line is always the most important thing in a football game, right? And like if you like get whipped up front, like you're gonna have a tough day on offense. And even with that, the Chiefs like still like put up over 20 points. I mean, it wasn't like they got totally shut down. And then on the opposite side, like I said, just like the defense like clamped down in the second half and only gave up a touchdown, but like they'd already given up 21 points in the first half. So now you're looking at like an offense that has like the left tackle, the most important position, they out. Like you're just putting them in a hole. And now they've got to score 30 points, and it's just not a good position to be in, man. So that's what I think.
How surprised were you, Scott, that they only scored 21 points? Did you think that, like what Nick was saying, like they were that close, it would have been 28, had a few things gone the other way, and so they're still right there? Or are you just surprised that they weren't as productive, especially considering what we've seen in the past previous?
Definitely surprised they didn't score more points. If you go back and watch the prediction last week, I think I picked them to score like 35 or 38. The Bills' defense had been scored on by some other teams, especially some high-powered. Week one, the Ravens, I want to say, put 41 points on them. Other teams were able to take advantage of their defense and score more. So, yeah, it was definitely surprising that they only put up 21. That's not they didn't even get 3 touchdowns, right? It was 2 touchdowns and then 2 field goals with a 2-point conversion is where they got to swing. So, yeah, definitely surprised the offense was held to 2 touchdowns in the game the way they've been playing. They were healthy. The Bills' defense have been giving up points. So, the line is – I mean, you can only have so many good offensive linemen, right? And so when you see – and it's really like the Jalen Moore thing to me has been surprising after how well he played that first game where he came in like kind of like last minute. Short notice and played really good against the Lions. And then a couple games after that, it seems like his play is like almost maybe like gotten a little bit worse each week. So that could be the competition he's going up against. That could be other teams making adjustments, watching him on film and saying, okay, well, here's what he can't block. Here's what he can't do. So, definitely surprising, disappointing to not score more points on that defense with a completely healthy offense that have been lighting up the scoreboard, really. They put up, what was it? I can't remember. It was like 30 on the Raiders, but that was in 2.5 quarters, and they completely stopped trying to embarrass them there. So that was a game they could have scored more. The game against Washington last week, they put up 28 points and probably definitely could have scored more. Had some turnovers and some weird things happen in the first half that we're moving the ball. So, definitely a surprising, disappointing performance overall out of the offense. I mean, what did you see out of them?
I wasn't so surprised that it wasn't as high scoring as, I mean, I even predicted scoring over 30 points. I mean, so it is a little surprising that they weren't as productive as the past weeks. But, when like two really good offensive teams kind of go head to head, like defenses kind of like step up their game and kind of lock it down and make it really competitive. And I thought that's what it was going to be. I was just more or less surprised at that right before halftime sequence. 3 plays from like our own 30 to get down to the half-yard line, and then we can't get in the red zone, or can't get in the end zone, from the red zone. That was like the most concerning thing to me, right? The most surprising thing, like where, You try a soft run with Kareem Hunt, it doesn't work, so then you go with 2 passes. And like I'm okay with the field goal. I'm not complaining about taking the points. I'm like, yeah, take points 4.5, get what you can there. Obviously we couldn't try on 3 attempts. But to me it was like it reminded me of the Marshawn Lynch Seattle Super Bowl, right, where the Seahawks decided to throw it and it got intercepted. And I was like, why didn't you give the ball to Marshawn Lynch 3 fucking times? We would have been okay if he didn't get in 3 fucking times versus that play, right? And I kind of feel like that's the same way. Like I don't know if I jinxed it bringing it up so much or like really calling out Eagles fans saying fuck you last week, but like Kareem Hunt had such amazing numbers when it came to 2-yard proficiency, especially like just getting 2 yards, and like I thought, yeah, try that all 3 times, right? Like I think I would have been happier walking away from that situation with a field goal than what happened. But at the same time, it's also hard because we have Patrick Mahomes. Like you're not going to give it to that guy. But I'm just kind of go with what works, and I don't know. That was the more or less surprising thing, not the fact that they didn't put up over 30. It's just that one series kind of surprised me that we just couldn't bang it in. That really worried me.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think they had enough time to run it more than one time there at the end though. And dude, a huge play. It's Kareem Hunt, right? It was that first play of that drive before he got the bomb to Hollywood Brown that got him down to the half-yard line. Kareem Hunt, instead of running out of bounds to stop the clock, he kind of lowers the shoulder in the defender, gains maybe a half a yard or a yard. Clock ran. That would have given us another 10 or 12 seconds probably at least down there at the goal line. So, yeah, it was – I mean, I think it was the right thing to kick the field goal. You can't risk – getting nothing and then coming out to start the second half with the ball down 2 scores. The field goal made it an 8-point game. It ultimately led the Chiefs to getting the ball twice there in the last 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of the game, down 1 possession instead of being down 2 possessions. So
I'm fine with the field goal, but what do you guys think about the sequence there, the run pass? I know you brought up the clock being an issue.
I don't think
the second pass.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't have any timeouts left. I don't think running.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those deals. Like if they don't get it, they don't have enough time. Then they
can't stop the clock
and then field goal.
Right.
We need 6 seconds to pull off a fire alarm field goal. I've seen it before. No, it'd been from 2-yard line, not 59 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think that maybe one of the things that I did
5 or 6 seconds on
with
that last 4th down or last 3rd down, right?
Yeah, I mean there was like less than 10 seconds. There's no way. But what maybe if they had not ran the ball first and they had that timeout in their back pocket and then they could have ran at any time, maybe that would have helped. Look, Scott gets annoyed with me when we watch the games together because every time this situation comes up, like I bring up the fact that like we will not QB sneak the ball ever because of Patrick Mahomes getting hurt. And like, dude, that like screws up all of the stuff that we can do at the goal line because it's like the most obvious play. Like how many times did the Bills do it? Right. Like it's the most obvious play. It's the play that's going to work the best. And it like is the play that you have to devote the most of your defense's resources. And we can't even fake people out that we're going to do it because they know we're not going to do it. Yeah. And that just like fucks up the entire rest of the goal line offense. Right. Like, and I know what we're saying. Like you could do the tush push and you could get Noah Gray or you could, I think that we tried that with, I forget who it was. Maybe it was, who was the fullback that we used to have?
We had Sherman, Burton.
Yeah, I think we tried it with Sherman, but like it needs to be Patrick. Like you're okay with Patrick Mahomes like running options and you're okay with him like getting blasted while he's throwing the ball out of bounds, but like we're not gonna like let him try to score from the half-yard line, right? Like it's got to be Patrick because like they're like that. There's things that play off of that where it's like now you can like make like you're gonna sneak it, right? I don't know. I think that like the Chiefs need to start doing that. They need to. It's been enough time. Like we know that it sucks, but like they need to bring it back. They're not going to. I know, Scott.
And that's like
tells me they're not going to. They're not going to do it, Nick. But like they got
get so frustrated that they don't do it, and it's just like I don't know why you're this frustrated that they're not doing it. Like they're not going to do it. I mean, I mean, you can't bring Gardner Minshew is a big guy, right? I mean, he's got to be able to know how to do a quarterback sneak if you're that damn worried about it. I mean, does it really make that big of a difference because when you're doing a QB sneak, you've got the line, you've got everybody packed in there together. I mean, it's not like it's a secret that you're getting ready to do the quarterback sneak. I mean, it's not like, well, we got to wait and see because maybe Josh Allen isn't going to sneak it. I mean, everybody knows that it's coming. I don't think like the element of surprise is really what makes that play all that effective. Tom Brady obviously was like one of the best of all time of the Patriots at doing it. It was never like there's no element of surprise or that he wasn't going to do it that they had to like worry about. But I mean, Bo, do they need to bring QB sneak back into the offense?
I'm on the fence. I understand why they won't do it, but yeah, I think they do. They need to do some form of it. If it's Rashee Rice, put him in that situation. Noah Gray, some big body Minshew. Yeah, we need to get that play in our repertoire. Yeah. I agree with Nick. I think it should be Patrick Mahomes, even if you just run the fake like the Eagles do, right? They line up like they're going to, and then they'll do a pitch out or like they'll have a guy break off and do a pass. Something we got to get it back. Sarah brought up that Jason Kelsey agrees with this too, so I feel like Nick and I are in good company. I know you kind of disagree, but he also brought up the fact, and like I didn't really think about it until he said it. We're not seeing crossing routes from our offense either because of Worthy getting hurt in week 1. Like, have you guys noticed that we're not seeing rub routes and going across the middle like that? Like it's usually just quick slants or anything like that. And but I'm on the side of.
I guess I haven't noticed not doing that much. I don't know if that's like in response to Worthy getting hurt or not. Could be. I mean, obviously,
you'd let Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce do it,
Yeah, but I mean, here's the deal: like the offenses looked really freaking good without doing them. So, I mean, I don't know that it's a necessity that they need to start doing it. I mean, going back to the QB sneak thing, I almost think now that like they haven't done it for this long, that like the football gods would like punish you for doing it. Like I have this like
for
feeling.
A fumble immediately.
It's like
right?
like I guarantee I haven't done it in 4 years, and then he does it and he gets hurt, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Why in the fuck did you do that again?" Like I don't know, man. I feel like there's like a jinx or some sort of a curse or bad juju or an omen or something with that play, and them not running it since then, but. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, anybody on this show feel like Patrick Mahomes played terrible or played awful in that game?
Under duress, dude. As much as a homer as I am, I'm watching people out there like giving him like D's and F's as like grades, for the game, and you're like, did we watch the same game? Like that guy is literally trying to make everything happen and did on plenty of 3rd and longs and plenty of 4th and longs. Like what game are you talking? No, I do not think he played terrible. That's internet bots trying to troll us, I think.
I want to hear what Scott has to think on this topic.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes, did he play terribly? Did he play awful? Did he suck in that game?
How many times did I say he got hit?
15.
15 times?
In a 60-minute game, so every 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna let your guy get hit 15 times and criticize and think that like it's okay to criticize how he played? Like the dude was getting the shit beat out of him the whole game. And
Pat McAfee
in there, like
put it out on X, right? It's like
Pat McAfee's like, dude, he's getting killed out there. I mean, he's getting blown up at the sideline. Like, I mean, he like getting hit every time he throws the ball, dude. Like, there's guys not getting open. He doesn't have a lot of time. Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing Patrick for this loss. Like, still had him right in there.
The interception that he threw that actually was a super smart play because he was getting ready to get blasted again, and would have been his own 10 or 9 yard line. Probably takes a sack right there. Now you're punting from the back of your own end zone, and then he throws a 53-yard prayer, hoping maybe somebody can make a play. Turns into basically a 53-yard punt. I mean, everybody talks about, Josh Allen's got these interceptions, but they're arm punts. Patrick doesn't seem to get that same credit or excuse made for him. I mean, if you watch the play, the guy's coming off the left side of the line, completely unblocked, straight at him. Yeah, man. It's like this week on social media, and I get it, social media, and everybody posts things. And look, we're all passionate about the game and the Chiefs, right? I mean, look at our rooms, right? Look at the stuff we got set up. I mean,
Fair enough.
it was just taking me
little
back
bit.
to a few years ago when he had Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney and the guy that was fixing my furnace on the weekends, like at wide receiver, and they were dropping every pass and tipping passes up for pick sixes, and the Chiefs are losing, and everyone's like, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's having a terrible year, and what's going on with Patrick? And he needs to get back to his fundamentals, and he's playing terribly." And it's just like, dude, like I don't know what to tell you, man. If you watch that game Sunday against the Bills and thought he played terribly, I mean, he had the interception that was actually a super smart play by him, unselfish. I mean, he wants to win another MVP, right? He knows he's the front runner and was the favorite going into that game. He knows interceptions aren't helping his stats, but I mean, he does it to help the team out. And he converted a 3rd and 10 from inside his own 5-yard line on an amazing play where he kind of like scrambled around and kept the play alive and hit Travis Kelce in the middle of the field for a 20 or 30-yard gain. He converted a 4th and 17. I just, man, it's just so aggravating to watch people online just talk about how bad he played or how terrible he was. Or
it's one thing when it's Bills
he had
fans or somebody else, but when it's
on there, and
when
I'm
it's
like,
a Chiefs fan,
right? Did
like,
you
are
not
you really
see,
a Chiefs fan?
Like, he had a couple of like drop passes too in that game. I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it Rice or Worthy? He would have had another amazing 3rd and long completion if they didn't drop the ball right there at the marker. I mean, yeah, the guy had to lay out for the ball and kind of get, but it hit him in both hands. He should have caught it. Get the shit beat out of him the way he did and take the hits that he did and be under the amount of pressure he was under and continue to deliver and make big play after big play after big play to keep his team in the game. Let me tell you right now, you put another quarterback on that team Sunday, and that score is not 28-21, right? It's probably 38-10. And it's a blowout and the game's over early in the 4th quarter, maybe even in the 3rd quarter. So, man, yeah, it's like, and I'm spoiled Chiefs fan too. I get it. Like, talk about going to games, and I'm like, well, I mean, I really only get excited for the playoff games. So, I get it, man. But yeah, I just seeing the people like bashing Patrick this weekend, watching the game, like, bro,
The same people that were saying use the MVP
log out.
like before, right? Yeah.
Right. Just log off, man. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Patrick Mahomes, I thought the guy fucking played incredible in that game.
Victory has 1,000 fathers and defeats an orphan, right?
Right. Exactly. Defense. Bo, and the defense, they gave up some yards and they gave up some points, but they also made some stops. A lot was being made about James Cook finally got the Chiefs for 100 yards. I want to say he had like 27 carries, man. He had a 100-yard rusher, but he had 47 rushing attempts. I mean, overall thoughts and what you saw out of the defense against the Bills.
It was like, again, everything I said last week that I thought they just looked stellar at, they kind of just missed it this week. They just were a half step off. Just when you thought like we had a pass rush coming, like we thought we were getting the schemes right, and like, hey, look, they're having to one-on-one Chris Jones in situations, and even when they double team him, now they're worried about Omenihu and Karlaftis. That was not the case this week by any means. I mean, Josh Allen just stood back there all day. Oh my God, it was so frustrating to watch. And then you just watch other games, and it just seems like other teams just with these kind of get around people, and just like pressure the quarterback, force him out a couple of times, which we did a couple times, 2, I think, to be exact. But oh man, then just that coupled with him having all day, that's makes it twice as hard on all your coverage to cover guys for 6-7 seconds, right? And so Josh Allen just kind of had a field day tossing it all over us. But going to Cook, yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, he had like 2 really like kind of like hurting runs. Other than that, it was just chunk, and we just couldn't. We couldn't get him on our first initial contact, and I think that's what really beat us. He was just so evasive on that first hit that really ultimately kind of, I feel like that's what led him to kind of having the day he did. But yeah, you're right. He had so many carries that like somebody with that talent should have that many yards. But the defense, I don't know. It's just one of those things, like a lot of simple mistakes that we couldn't be made. Like our linebacker falling down on a coverage play that leads to a wide open tight end touchdown for them, Just some
Early too in the game, right?
Yeah, just some just some passing coverage schemes that were just not what we needed.
Yeah,
But
Dalton
yeah,
Kincaid on Drew Tranquil is a mismatch. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, he would have kept up with them, but I
And
think
we
that
love
still would have been a
Tranquil, right?
touchdown.
I mean, do we call
Oh
him
yeah,
Triple A on
yeah.
this show because he's to the rescue on a lot of plays and still has a lot of value. But yeah, that's a tough ask of Drew Tranquil at this point in his career to try to cover Dalton Kincaid.
Sure. I think just the fact that he fell down makes that kind of stand out more than anything. But I really think just
still
the
a couple
lack
steps behind me when he fell down. It looked like
that's what I mean. I think it still would have been a touchdown, but like him falling down
maybe.
didn't. The optics of it just didn't look great at all.
It would have been more difficult, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen people lighting up Chris Jones. I mean, dude, that dude's getting double teamed all day. And so like my criticism is more on the other guys needing to beat their one-on-ones and win.
Right.
And like they did that twice, and we just need that. We just need to win and pressure, not necessarily get home, but like just get in Josh Allen's face a little bit more. I think that was like our biggest deficit there. Yeah, not a lot of positives to say there, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they came up huge in the fourth quarter. I saw you kind of tweeting out on X, like, does the defense even have anything left? And we came up huge on a second and third down, pushed them out of field goal range, even. So they had to punt to us. So I mean, they came up kind of big, but man, just so inconsistent all day that didn't really help.
Nick, did the defense, in your opinion, play well, play poorly, play average?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think below average. They didn't give up like over 30 points. I get it, but I mean,
that's a low bar.
They like allowed a lot of yards and a lot of possession time, right? And that limited our possessions, and it really, I mean, I'm not saying they let the game get out of reach in the first half, but like when you give up 21 points on the road in the first half, like you're probably not going to win a lot of games. You know what I mean? We're spending like a lot of money on defensive linemen that like aren't getting home for whatever reason, whether Chris Jones is getting double teamed. Like, well, guess what, bro? Like you're getting paid. Like I get double teamed and still win sometimes money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Karlaftis he got paid this offseason, and like you want the contract, like now it's like time to deliver, right? Those guys have got to at least pressure the quarterback. There was just so many times where it's like literally just all day. The inability to cover tight ends bit us again. We've seen this like in the past, right, with the defense where like they just like
last couple seasons.
it's not like a one game thing, right? So that was frustrating to watch, and and it's hard to say like there's like which one impacts which, whether it's like but like it sure seems like the inability to like create some pressure and rush some throws like really is stressing like our defense's ability, like for the secondary and for the linebackers and coverage there, and they just got guys like wide open for huge gains. So yeah, I would say that they tightened up in the second half. They kept, which allowed us to stay in the game. But I mean, like, it's like the Chiefs go up 10-7 and it's like boom, touchdown immediately afterwards, right? So I don't know. I just feel like they just didn't have a very good outing. I'm sure that they're walking out of that feeling like they could have played a lot better game, right?
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I think I probably would grade them at like a C, right? Or maybe
there
a
wasn't
C
an
minus.
F, but
I mean, they made enough plays
what we're used to seeing from them.
Yeah, they made enough plays and got enough stops to give the Chiefs offense chances to tie it, or maybe even go down and get the win there if you go for two, being down 7 or whatever. But it was definitely frustrating to watch them. I mean, they struggled against the run. I mean, I know I said that he got, it took him 27 carries, but it was like 27 carries for 119 yards, and he had some big chunk runs, and they were getting quite a few yards on first down running the ball. I mean, they weren't getting huge 10 and 15 yard runs over and over and over, but I mean, they were in second and third a lot, right? Because of the run. They were in like very advantageous positions of the Bills offense was because of the run game. He didn't go wild on us, right? And it went like average 6 yards a carry or something. He had 127 yards on like 18 carries, but
right.
it was the pressure thing, and people talking about Chris Jones. Look, is Chris Jones the dominant player that he was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago in his prime? No, probably not. But he's still, and I know like people joke about PFF and like Patrick Mahomes is the 15th best quarterback. Like they definitely have some errors in the way they grade and the way they rate people. But there's also some valid points and some valid ranking systems. And when you look in there, a lot of the times, usually like the higher rated players, the names everybody knows and the better players. So, I mean, there's some, I guess, accuracy that you can get out of there. And Chris Jones is like in the top 5, 6 of his position right now. He's just not as dominant. But look, like if he's drawing double teams and that's giving other guys single one-on-ones, then they need to beat him, right? I mean, Chris Jones, when you give someone a contract like that, there's always a little bit of like paying you for what you've already done in those deals.
Sure.
And so I don't want to crucify the guy. I know people have said, well, he's standing there on a couple of plays and big plays in the games. I mean, if you're fighting double teams and you're getting up there in age, man, like sometimes, I don't know if y'all played sports or not, but there's sometimes you're just gassed, man. You don't have it, right? And you want to be out there and you want more energy and you want to be able to chase the play down. And you want to be, but it's just the energy ain't there. The legs ain't there, you know? So other guys got to step up and play around him. Karlaftis has been getting pressures, obviously not as much as you would like. And he got a payday, but definitely got turned into sacks. A mini Hugh and some of the other guys on the line, Dana, it definitely have been disappointing this year. I don't know what that means moving forward, what they can do to try to get more out of those guys, but they didn't bring anybody at the trade deadline, which we'll talk about here after we kind of finish breaking this game down. So, yeah, Chris Jones. Is Chris Jones the problem with the defense? I don't think he's like the problem with the defense.
No way. I was going to ask you, like, moving forward though, like, what do you think is the most concerning part of the defense? Like our pass rush. I mean, I'm not trying to like say Chris Jones specifically, but the lack of pass rush from our line, the run stop or lack thereof, the ability to stop the run, or for some reason our inability to cover tight ends. Like, man, they've kind of just been taking it to us this year.
Yeah. Look, I mean, James Cook, it did still take him 20 plus carries to get to 100 yards. They shut down David Montgomery. They shut down Jahmyr Gibbs. They shut down Derrick Henry. They shut down Saquon Barkley. And so, look, like, I think the Chiefs' defense is still like one of the better, if not the best,
for sure.
at stuffing the run. So I'm not worried about that. The pass rush, I don't know if guys are holding stuff back for later in the year. If Chris Jones, they can maybe bring a guy in or something to get him more juice. I mean, I'd say it's close. I think the way the Chiefs play defense, look, they bring in linebackers that are going to be physical and stuff the run, right, and kind of depend on pressure and kind of depend on the secondary and the way they play coverages to kind of stop and slow down the passing game of the tight ends or whatnot. So, right now I just pass rush and defensive line is probably my biggest worry. I mean, Nick, is that kind of where you're sitting at?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing that the defense has not been able to consistently do well all season now, right? I mean, you're seeing, like, I know Chris Jones, I think I looked, he's like 64th out of 124 people at his position. So he's playing like middle of the pack, right? Like he's playing average. He's not making average money, but he's playing average. But like you look at like, Mike Dana or Charles Menahue, their rankings, and they're like right
way
near the bottom, right?
Derek
and
Nottie.
like just not, I mean, just not even.
And the rankings aren't everything.
The rankings aren't everything, but there
is some truth to it, like you were trying to say. That
you're not right. You're not 119th out of.
Well, they call it directionally accurate, right?
Like,
their main, when they definitely have, like, I think they do some of the things where they like rate Geno Smith higher than Patrick Mahomes. I think they do some of that to try to get people to talk more about their
ranking
site.
system.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think-
like,
Right, and I think a lot of
But-
that is it's like Patrick Mahomes makes plays that if other quarterbacks tried to make, it would turn into turnovers or it would turn into negative plays, and he makes them into positive plays
Right.
because he's Patrick Mahomes.
maybe I don't think you could.
I think he breaks
say-
their grading system.
Yeah.
He's
So,
the curve, right? That totally resets it.
but their rankings like match the eye test on our defensive line, right? And so like I think that's definitely my biggest concern. Like you said, they've been good at stopping the run. They have not, like, I mean, the previous 2 games they only gave up 7 points like combined, right? So like
Right.
they haven't been giving up like huge pass plays. I just think that like they just it bit them, right? Like it finally bit them that they couldn't really get to the quarterback, is where the the back end of the defense had kind of covered for that in the previous games. And like when you're going up against an elite quarterback, like you just can't give him that much time. Like we've seen it with Patrick Mahomes, like the games where he has like a lot of time, like it's just like it's almost doesn't even look fair out there, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Bo, what's your biggest worry about defense? Like, I still think the defense is pretty good.
no, they're really good. Like
No,
they're
I'm
still
not saying
yeah, and I
sky's falling.
don't feel like our
unit.
criticism of it's like starting
Yeah.
to talk shit by any means. I just think
Right.
we're trying to look for angles to like improve and get better and
Right.
not be on the outside looking in. I think I really agree with you guys. I think a lot of the stuff we're seeing as far as like stuff in the run, that's all fixable. I mean, even then, like we did pretty decent this past week. The coverage. Yeah, I mean, I think we just got outplayed, out schemed a little bit. That I don't think that'll be the same going forward. The pass rush to me is just one of those things. It's not like I don't know how you coach somebody to be stronger or to win a one-on-one. Going up against 350-pound lineman. Like I don't know how you coach that. I don't know how you like show the tape and be like, this is what you got to do. I know there's like some things like technique wise you can always go at, but they just got to want it. And we're kind of seeing it. Laney kind of said it. We lacked a sense of urgency. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I mean, I know they're playing their hearts out. I know they're not like giving up out there, but I want to see 110% all the way to the final whistle. And sometimes you're gassed, but even then, I still want to see it. And I kind of didn't see that this week. And
Yeah.
that's my biggest concern is that we just can't develop it. I don't know. Man, a weird thought.
No, I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, was like a sense of urgency with like the team. Like when the Bills play the Chiefs, like it looks like they have more of like a desire or like a fire or a sense of urgency than the Chiefs do. There's a difference between that and we're holding back our good plays. You know what I mean? Like I'm not buying into that stuff. So
right.
According to Rich Eisen, they have a shot, Chris.
What did he say? I missed. I couldn't see it.
He said, "Will the Chiefs lose on the bye week?"
Oh
And,
no, they're
Rich
not.
Eisen was joking about will they get off his power rankings if they don't play this week.
Oh yeah, I got you. No, look, they're still one of the better teams in the NFL. They're still. I think they're going to be. I mean, I think they're going to be all right. They've lost to the Bills before. The 0-2 start. I mean, their backs are up against the wall, though. Definitely a little bit here at the 5-4 thing, which. I guess we could maybe talk about where we think they're at with that record. I mean, I don't know if there's much else to talk about with that Bills game. I think we broke that down pretty in depth, and it was surprising. I really expected them to win that game this year. I mean, the Bills just lost to the damn Falcons a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like they haven't looked
Lost to
that
the
good,
Patriots too, right?
right? Derrick Henry gave them a win, basically, in that Week 1 game by fumbling the ball there at the end of the game when they had it in hand. So 5-4. We'll talk about next week. We'll talk about the matchup with the Broncos following the bye week more in depth there. But 5-4, man, with the Broncos 2 games ahead of them. The Chargers right now 2 games ahead of them in the division. They've got the matchups with those teams coming up still to go. 2 of the 3 of the remaining contests against those 2 teams in front of them in the division at home. So that's a good spot to be in. But Bo, is the worry meter, the alarm going off a little bit at all, maybe for the division, or maybe even like missing the playoffs? I think that'd be a stretch maybe to be worried about. But I mean, just where do you think they're at sitting here 5-4 the
Right.
way the schedule lays out and who's
The
ahead of
alarm bell, it's not ringing, right? But the thoughts creeping in, like, should I hit it?
them? Right.
It's right there. Look, we're one of the better teams coming off a bye, and I know like a lot of people don't believe in that statistic, but like, man, the numbers back up Andy Reid coming off a bye. And then I'm sure you guys have seen the graphic going around. It's gone around a lot of like X and a lot of major sports networks of the quarterbacks that we have to face in the second half of our season. I mean, granted, we have a couple teams that we got to like really focus on. I'm looking at that second half of the season. I'm liking it way better than that first half, right?
Definitely
Healthy guys.
easier.
Hopefully this bye week's enough to get our line back up to playable shape, 80, 90, maybe even 100%. Who knows? I'm not too sure the extent of the injuries with like Trey Smith or anything like that. But hopefully this little break's enough rest for them to get back. And we're that same team. I really feel like offensively, like get our line back, we're still that same dominant threat. And I don't think there's a team out there who saw us play the Bills march down 60 yards and 70 yards in 3 plays and go like, oh yeah, the Chiefs are, look at them, they're trash, right? Like we're still like
there's one touchdown loss on the road.
Exactly. We're still that dominant threat. Everybody knows we're still right there. And aside from a few fluky things, Travis Kelce getting lit up. I'm sorry, like I text this to you guys, like that should have been hit on a defenseless receiver. Any other receiver, I feel like that's a flag. Kind of the price you pay being the top dog, right? Like everybody thinks we get the calls, but when you're on the other side of the fence, man, it does not feel like that. But
the numbers bear out that the Chiefs do not get all the calls. That's been disproven more than once by more than one person.
But looking at the second half of the season, I'm ready for it. I think it's lining up for us. The Broncos have a stellar record, but I think, man, I do not think that they're the powerhouse that they're 7-2. Right, they're 7-2 or 6-2. 7-2 record says they are. I know the Colts are really good, but I would take Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs over Danny Dimes and the Colts any day. Over Danny Dimes,
they just lost to the Steelers, who I don't think are a juggernaut.
Right, and like a lot of people are kind of on that train of them, like, I don't think that's gonna last, right? So I'm looking at this latter half, and like, as long as we can take care of our divisional opponents and wrap up the Colts, I think we'll be fine. I think we're gonna be one of those teams that could rip 8, 9, 10 in a row, or whatever the remainder is, 8, 9 in a row, and finish 13-4. Man, like that's a little hopeful. It's a little hopeful, but like I think it's possible. I think we're one of those teams that have the talent to do it, and yeah, we're not playing the hardest teams by any means.
Nick, you worried about the division or playoffs at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried about the division. I'm not really worried about playoffs yet. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like you're getting to where you're going to need, the Broncos and the Chargers to lose some games here outside of when you're playing them, right? I mean, we're 2 games back on the Chargers, and we only play them one more time. So,
right.
So right there, that's a concern. But like I do I think that the Chiefs are going to lose enough games that they're going to totally miss out on the playoffs? Like I don't think so. I mean, I don't foresee that with the way that the back end of their schedule is and the amount of talent on this team. I think that like going on a big run here, like is totally possible. I think that like you saw the Chiefs go 15-2 last year with what I think was a worse team. Now I know the rest of the NFL is different every year. But I mean, I think that we definitely have the coaching staff and the talent on our team to do that and make a run at this thing. And probably the 1 seed is probably going to be difficult now with that loss to Buffalo. So it looks the way that their schedule is shaping up. I mean but again, they're not even winning their division right now, right? So like I don't know if like the Patriots are going to hold on there, but anyway, I'm not that concerned. To be honest, like I feel like we still have a good team. I feel like they're still one of the top 5 teams in the NFL. I don't know if I'd put them at number 1 but like they got the number one quarterback. So I feel fine. Like I don't feel that drastically different about this team than I did before that Buffalo game. So
yeah. The division has been kind of things things were a lot since they've got wrapped up almost by now, and so I don't know. I don't want to over worry about it because it's pretty normal, right, to be within a game or two, or maybe to be down by a game or two of your division leader at this point in the season, and still be able to win the division. Look, I mean, you have 2 against the Broncos, and I know, Nick, you said we only got 1 against the Chargers, but that game's at home. The Chargers, have they done anything this year to like make you think that they're gonna win out the rest of the season? No. So it's still right there. The division is in play. I think I'd put the Broncos maybe and the Chiefs as maybe co-favorites at this point if you were gonna put odds or something on it to win the division, just because they've got a couple games ahead of us, right, in bag with half the season left to go. But I still, I mean, if I had to put money on it, I'd say the Chiefs are going to win the division. The Broncos, the funny thing about the Broncos, everybody talking about, oh, they've won 6 straight, and look how great the Broncos look. They've won a lot of close games against not very good competition, and when the Chiefs were doing that last year, they're lucky. Oh, they're playing with fire. They're not as good.
When will their luck
They're
run
on the
out,
decline.
right?
You know what I mean? Like the way that the difference in the way the Broncos are looked at this year is to the way the Chiefs were looked at last year, when they're basically doing the same thing. It is kind of funny to me. I understand a big part of that is Chiefs fatigue or whatever you want to call it, and people want another team to dethrone the Chiefs. And so, look, Broncos got to play the Raiders tomorrow night. That Raiders looked completely different against the Jaguars with Brock Bowers back in the game. So I really almost could have taken down the Jags. That really, really would have helped the Chiefs. Jags are they're 1 game ahead of us right now, and they have the tiebreaker over us because of that fucking ridiculous game, that Monday night game. That's 4 or 5 weeks ago now at this point. So, yeah, I'm not worried about missing the playoffs.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Tori. Appreciate you.
Maybe
welcome to Chiefs Kingdom Live. Give us a sub.
Welcome. It's good to see you. Level of concern about the division is maybe a 3 out of 10 right at this point. I mean, it's not as a sure thing as it's been. Not cruising to it thinking, man, they have the division wrapped up by Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to win a lot of games,
right,
to make a run at winning the AFC West. Right. So
I don't know if you can get to the Chiefs Kingdom Live. We didn't talk about the poll before we got on here or not, but the poll question this week was do you think the Chiefs need to win out to win the division? I don't know which one of you guys wants to take that games? First. What's that?
That'd be 13-4.
Yeah, if they won out, they're 5-4. 5-4 right now, and there's 8 games left.
To win the division, or just
to win the division?
I'd have to look at the Broncos schedule, but we played them twice, right?
Right. I mean, if the Chiefs win out, they'd beat them twice.
That's for sure. That's not really the question. The question is, do we think the Broncos are going to win
games, right?
Do we think the Broncos or the Chargers are going to win 13 games, right?
Right.
I would say 12. I think 12 games probably wins this division this year. That's what I would say. So I would say we don't have to win out. Huh?
So you say no?
No.
Bo?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think it's closer to 11, 12. I think there's a little margin of error, a little room for the error, but man, it's not big. Can't stack those L's at all. We need to turn things around. Winning out would definitely go a long way. Yeah. But we just need to win out the division, right? Am I forgetting this wrong? You don't have to have the best record. You just have to have the best divisional record. And so if we
you have to have the best record.
I thought it was the divisional record.
No, that's the tiebreaker. If you finish tied with somebody, if you finish tied with the Broncos and you went 1-1 in the regular season, then they would go by a divisional record. But
copy. But yeah, no, I still don't think the Chargers are doing anything amazing to where like they're gonna win out and have this stellar record at the end of the season. All of a sudden, like they have just as many offensive line issues as we do, right? They had a guy go on IR, so he's not even coming back. So, yeah, I'm with Nick. No, I don't think we need to win out.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs need to win out, but they definitely have to beat the Broncos both times. I have a feeling like to really feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, we are not with the majority, fellas. 70% of Chiefs Kingdom on the 80 votes thinks we do need to win out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's like Nick says. If you think 12 wins, we'll end up like Chiefs can lose one more game and still finish with 12 wins. I mean, do you think 12 wins gets it or not? Maybe if the Chiefs lose one more game, but they're able to beat the Broncos both times and the Chargers, maybe that would still get it done. So, I mean, that's where I'm leaning no.
All right, so let's see here. So the Broncos are going to play the Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders, Packers, Jaguars, Chiefs, and Chargers.
Yep.
So, I mean, you think if they lose to the Chiefs twice, right?
Right.
What do you think? Maybe probably the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, they could lose to the
So that would
Chargers.
give them. They're at 2 losses right now. That give them 5 losses.
Yeah, or they could lose to. I think they could lose to the Chargers too.
Yeah,
right?
I do too.
mean,
The Chargers. I was going to say the Chargers easily.
I'll be honest, they could lose to the Commanders. I mean, they barely beat the Texans. Yeah.
And they beat the Jets by 2. And they beat the Giants on a super fluky, like late comeback thing where the Giants scored a touchdown to take the lead with
quarter.
Yeah. And the Giants, and on top of scoring 30 points or whatever it was in the fourth quarter, they also gave up a touchdown to go down with like 45 seconds left or something. We're able to go down and get to where they needed to win the game there at the last second. But yeah, they've been skating on thin ice. But again, let's do kind of similar to what the Chiefs were doing, win a lot of one-score games. And
I mean, they're winning.
The Chiefs were frauds, and the Broncos win a bunch of one-score games, and they're clearly the best team in the AFC West and contenders. Which it's funny how that storyline goes. Look, that just means that's good for you. That means you're at the top, and people want to see someone knock you off. I was hoping we'd see our man JT in here. The Chiefs and the Panthers have the same record right now. They're both 5-4. Thought maybe our man JT would be in here flexing or something, but yeah, Nick, you mentioned the 1 seed. I think that's pretty much gone at this point, right? Even if you win out and you get to 13 wins, you've lost enough games against these other teams already, right? That in the conference record.
So, well, I mean, it would just be, I mean, what? It's the Colts.
Broncos.
Right now, the Patriots.
Right. Which they don't play the
Jags.
Patriots. So that would go to conference record, which is 2 and 3. If you win out, that obviously would improve that significantly. So
yeah, I mean, 1 seed's probably gone, right? Like, I don't see a
unless you win out, and even if you win out, you're gonna have to get some breaks going.
I mean, 13 win, like the Chiefs got the 1 seed, with 12 wins before, right? But like 13 wins for the 1 seed right now,
I don't think so.
It's going to be tough.
Something drastic would have to happen. Like,
I think so.
Josh Allen would have to like break a leg or something.
I think that year they got 12 wins. They were the 2, right? And the Patriots were the 1.
No, because the Patriots played here in the AFC Championship game and beat us.
No. I'm talking about the year they got the 1 seed. They lost to the Dolphins. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That gave us the 2. That's right.
That gave us the 2, yeah.
Who was the 1 that year then? Because whoever was the 1.
I want to say it was the Ravens, and they lost. And then we had the AFC Championship game at home because of that.
Right. I'm trying. My memories.
Yeah.
Not
That was the year we beat the Titans, right, in the AFC Championship game.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the year that Lamar Jackson was the unanimous MVP, and they were the 1 seed, and then they lost in the first round.
To the Chargers, right?
Or the divisional round.
Right.
Yeah.
Back before they screwed up the playoff format with the dumbass 7 seed and only the top seed gets the bye. God, they had the perfect setup. And it's funny, like when you look at baseball now, baseball basically stole the NFL playoff format with the top 2 teams getting the first round off. So, anybody I don't know if there's anybody in the comments got a question. Anything we didn't get to talk to? Nick,
race car.
Anything we missed?
Nick?
Not both at once, guys.
No, I'm not hearing too much about the refs this week. We had that terrible.
Okay,
we had that one terrible intentional grounding call. But what do you what's your guys' state of referee opinion on the state of refereeing these days right now?
All right, serious question. If the Chiefs were on the other end of that, so let's say the Chiefs win the game and they called a terrible intentional grounding on the Bills and then didn't call an obvious roughing the passer on the following play on 3rd down against Josh Allen, then the Chiefs get the ball back, go down and score a touchdown and win. Would the NFL consider changing the winner to the Bills?
Yes. The NFL would consider a rule change. They would definitely change the tip pass rule to be reviewable the following year.
That would definitely – I heard people making that joke on the radio this week. It's like they've definitely got to put it to where you can review whether intentional grounding or the pass was tipped, because you can on pass interference, right? You can challenge and people are like, well, no, it didn't. It went for the Bills, so they're not going to challenge. If it would have gone against the Bills, they would have made sure to change that rule.
My thing that my rule change.
It was a huge momentum swing, man. Huge momentum swing.
It would have been 3rd and 7, right? The Chiefs may not have converted.
They got a fucking 4th and 17.
Yeah, sure. My rule change from that game is, dude, they've got to figure out how to penalize teams when people try to flop to get a penalty.
I don't know.
I
don't know how you would.
I want to respect the Bills and Josh Allen, but I really struggle to
Oh, that's a black mark on him for sure, man.
I struggle to respect a guy that would throw his head back like that in that situation. And he does it all the time. I don't know. They never throw the flag, but it should be a penalty in and of itself, or it should be you should get fined or something. I don't know. There should be some sort of repercussions. It's just,
Nick Wright said if you're faking the head hit, you should automatically go into the blue tent for a play. Hey man, you got hit to the head. That's just protocol now.
Right? Yeah. It's funny. Our one man show. I didn't look like he's watching tonight, but he always points out and that's terrible acting, because if you get hit in the chest, if you watch a lot of these plays where he gets hit, he does this thing where he flies his arms and his head back. But actually, if you get hit in the midsection, your head goes forward.
Right.
He don't even know how to act like he's getting hit. Because when you get hit from the side, your head doesn't go back like that. Your body goes in your head. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. But our one man show's got the attention to detail there. So.
I was talking to some Steelers fan. No, where were they fans? Yeah, they were Steelers fans, and they're not objective. They still hate Josh Allen, but I was telling them, I was like, is it just me, or does he he does whatever the media is blaming Patrick Mahomes of doing, right? He's the one flopping, playing that out of bounds game, trying to draw penalties. Mahomes, dude, he took, Nick said, 15 hits. Where was the pretending to do anything, right? He was saying the ball got tipped. That was it. But it turns out he was right, man.
It did get tipped. Yeah.
The projection of the NFL onto Josh Allen's hilarious to me.
The play immediately following the intentional grounding, he's got a guy wraps around his legs, and he realizes he's not going to get away. So he just kind of goes limp and just stands still and is waiting for the ref to calm down. And then the fucking Bills, the other guy comes over and just fucking buries him into the ground and lands right on top of him. It's dude, hello, roughing the path. Give me a fucking break.
Landed right on him. That's the definition of it.
And that could have been easily the makeup call for screwing him on the intentional grounding. I don't know. I mean, I've heard people say too that the solution for the thing is just make everything reviewable. Like you've got 2 challenges or 3 challenges or however many challenges you want to give the teams. Every single thing is reviewable. Any penalty, any first down, any result, any spot of the ball, anything. You can challenge whatever you want. You get 2 of them, and if you get both right, then you get another one back. Like, because how many times do you run into this where it's like, well, that part of the play is not reviewable, like, or that play is not reviewable. It's like, well, why the fuck is that not reviewable?
That or like when it's like, oh, we got buzzed from New York, we reversed the play.
Yeah.
Let's go. And you're like,
right. Well, some plays they can
do
that
that
on,
there.
and some, they call that expedited review. Well, some plays are subject to the expedited
we picked
review.
up the flag, expedited review. Like,
the Terry McLaurin touchdown that I don't even know why they did an expedited review, because they only review scoring plays. Well, it was ruled that he didn't score. So why did they do the review? Oh man, it's so funny. Like watching these games and then hearing afterwards, oh man, the refs really fucking helped the Chiefs in that game. And it's like, bro, did you watch the game? There was people saying that the refs helped the Chiefs in that Jaguars game. It was like, bro, it's 13 penalties to 4.
Right? Yeah, really.
And then you'll get. And Nick, this is Nick's favorite when he sees this online. People are like, yeah, but it's when they call the penalty. It's not how many penalties they call. It's just like, bro, man, you're really going down the rabbit hole.
Hey man, if
reaching,
you believe
man.
that, then like I got some flat Earth stuff that you'll probably also believe. You should check out.
Right. I'm glad I remembered this before we get out of here. This is somewhat NFL news, but it was funny. I heard him talking about it. I think it was on the drive today. Carrington, Harrison, and Rob were talking about it. Did you see the Tom Brady cloning his dog story? Did you see that?
No.
So, like, apparently Tom Brady's dog passed away or whatever, and he cloned his dog for like 50 grand or something, whatever it costs.
Dude, I wish I was rich. I would do that.
Dude, that's the question. If you're in the chat, like, would you clone your pet to where people are talking about how weird and creepy that is? Oh, it's just more proof that Tom Brady's a total weirdo. Like, Bo, your team cloning your dead pets?
Well, Tom Brady is a clone, so everybody needs to get over that, right? He's been cloning himself for years. He's a clone of a clone of a clone.
It looks weird, dude. I mean,
his transition into lizard person has been one of the stranger ones to watch.
Right.
Dude, cloning's been like one of those things that's been like one of since I was a kid, right? It was like fringe science, and it happened with like a sheep and all this stuff, and it became like a
Dolly.
It's been
right?
like,
wasn't that the sheep's name they cloned?
And it's like, it's really obvious to know that like whatever you clone, it's not the same thing. It just looks exactly like it, right? And so like for dogs, I feel like that's cool. Like it's a little weird when they start talking about people and like I don't know where Tom Brady's at with that, but
I feel like you could have a good time with it too. You could just name them like Rex 2.
Yeah,
or like Rex Jr.
The third. Dude, start doing Roman numerals and stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
Santa's little helper 4.
Yeah, it was a funny story. Nick, I mean, what would you ever clone your pet? Old Snickers bites the dust, and you got the money to clone him and get another cat that looks exactly like him. Would you do it?
Nah, man. Like you could just like plenty of other animals, and it's not the same animal. Like that's so. You know what I do? Like, do you remember that? Was it the 6th day? With Arnold Schwarzenegger, where like they have a repet. He's like, I want the repet, and like he like they like flash like they clone your dog or whatever and flash it with all its memories.
So, like, him in that.
So it's like, yeah,
that's
so
taking
like,
it a little far.
Your kid doesn't know the dog even died, right? Like
Big Doug got my reference. The copy of a copy.
Right. Oh yeah, no, you're talking about one of Big Doug's favorite movies of all time.
Oh, dude, that movie's so
he wasn't
underrated.
Gonna miss that. He wasn't
gonna
miss
that one. Multiplicity?
Michael Keaton's Multiplicity.
Oh yeah.
The 4th one comes out just like cross-eyed. Hey Steve,
yeah.
Did you bring me a chainsaw?
Yeah. Did you clone the clone? You never cloned the clone. Yeah, no.
No, you make a copy of a copy, and then the second copy's never.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Although maybe if you clone your pet, maybe it's.
Movie.
You clone your pet, maybe it's like a pet cemetery where it comes back and it's just not quite the same. I mean, it's the same pet, it looks the same, but might be evil and have some
homicide. Might be like a Wendigo involved, right?
Right. Yeah. No, but no, that was funny. I just saw. I'd seen that.
Pet cemetery. So I gotta tell you this. So like, when my oldest was like 2 or whatever. Scott's like, like he bought me Pet Cemetery to read. And he's like, dude, you got to read it. I just read this book. It's freaking awesome.
The book
I'm
is
reading it, and it's
amazing.
Such a great
The
old
pet's
brother.
terrible.
It's like
the movie's
it's
terrible.
a really well done book. But like, I was like,
Yeah.
bro, like, you realize that like my kid is like the exact same age as the kid in this book, right? Like,
No,
you know,
I never thought. Of
yeah, I didn't
looking
click
up
in
the
his brain. You
age
know, I was like,
of
I
the
know what to
kid
get
in
your kid for Christmas this year, Nick.
yeah.
the Pet
Pet
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Anyway, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, no, but I saw that story about Tom Brady, and then I heard them talking
Is
about
that
it
for?
on the
Is
radio.
that a real
And
story?
Yeah,
Or is that like
I'm pretty sure it's real. I mean, they were talking about it on the radio.
$50,000.
Look,
huh?
dude, look it up.
Tom Brady
Cloned his dog.
I don't need a salary
dog.
next year. I do need a dog.
That'd be. I think that'd be like some of the funniest shit ever. If you had just like all of a sudden your dog's back, it looks exactly the same. Like,
I mean, I think like if you're gonna clone your dog, like the move is to do it like a bunch of times while like they're all still alive.
yeah,
You can have like an army of like all the same dog.
right.
No, just me. All right.
No, I mean
We're going down Rick and Morty paths now. I like it.
right. That's getting a little deep there, but we'll be back next week on Wednesday
Snowball.
to or Nick, are you still looking at?
No.
Oh, I thought you were looking at.
No, I properly killed the conversation, so I quit.
Right. We'll be back next Wednesday, 8:00. We'll break down this Broncos game. It's a huge game for the Chiefs. I know I said I don't think the Chiefs have to win out, or we said collectively that the Chiefs don't necessarily need to win out to win the division, but they got to win this next game, I think, really to have a realistic shot. I mean, the Broncos could collapse. Lots of things could happen. Injuries happen, but it's going to be really tough for the Chiefs to pull off that 10th straight AFC West division title. They can't go into Denver and take care of business after the bye week. So get to that 6-4. Really, really appreciate everybody watching. Really, really enjoyed doing this. Can't thank you enough. Make sure you're clicking like. Make sure you're clicking subscribe. It really, really helps us out. We hope to see you all next Wednesday. And even though the Chiefs don't play this week, let's go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.